Alright, guys, so I just got back from watching John Wick Chapter 2. No, I have not seen Lego Batman yet. I'll get around to it soon. Just, it's a budget thing, so... And I actually wanted to see John Wick more than Lego... I really do want to see Lego Batman, but I was kind of like, John Wick. I was in the mood for an action film. Can you blame me? Anyway, so... John Wick Chapter 2, let's talk about it. Now, it's kind of funny because this movie had a lot going against it because John Wick, we didn't really have a lot of stuff going for it. We didn't really, it all looked like was some dumb generic action film, and then it surprised us all with how good it was. So the sequel had some standards to live up to in a way. It had some had to live up to some to some things. Anyway, so in this story, John Wick is pulled back into the life once again, and he's now going international, and and he has kind of come to this realization that, oh well, I can't go back to the life I had. This is actually, what's interesting is that it does take a little while. It does have a lull, but I give it I give it credit because it does a lot. This movie does a lot of world building, and that's what a lot of this film does. Is a lot of world building for this universe that it's setting up. And I'm not saying like shared universe. What I mean is a universe that it's building in here, and all the rules to it. There were rules like, oh, in the Continental, you can't, assassins can't kill each other. They can't conduct business in here. So they have, there's this rule and that rule, but this one builds in more rules you didn't know about. So that was cool. And no, the dog doesn't die. I will say that much. The action in here is awesome. I was afraid it was going to do shaky cam or something like that. Like the action was going to be ruined by like shaky cam. There are some weird camera angles, but it's actually, here's what's interesting. There are some interesting camera angles in here that kind of reminded me of some of how they do some of the scenes in Arkham City and Arkham Origins. Remember how some of the camera would sometimes go in certain angles to make it a little more cinematic? That's where it kind of did that, but better than Arkham Origins, if that makes any sense. Because you can actually, despite the weird camera angles, you can still see shit going on and not lose your combos. Anyway, I don't know, maybe I could have found a better comparison, but that's what it kind of reminded me for, like, and this is coming from a guy who liked Arkham Origins. Anyway, I'm going off track. But yeah, the action in here is great. I was really afraid that they would just be like, oh, we're just going to do the same shit over again and just give you all these choppy action sequences, give you like 14 camera angles and all this, and yeah. But no, the action's very clean. It doesn't do shaky cam. Well, there's a few moments where a few car scenes here and there, but it's not too bad. But yeah, it's just straight on. It gives you what you want, and good lord, I'll say, Keanu Reeves is a very interesting actor to talk about because, yeah, there are some movies where he's really bad. Dracula. But there are also he's one of those actors that when you give him something, when you give this actor something, that he's one of those actors, if you give him the right material, he's perfect at it. And a lot of the dialogue he says is really hokey, but at the same time, Keanu makes it cool, if that makes any sense. Keanu manages to make a lot of the dialogue in here very fun, because he's saying it, and he can get away with it, because he's Keanu fucking Reeves. So I enjoyed that. I really did like how they played that kind of story out. I liked how that all went down. That kind of like, yeah, Keanu Reeves even seems excited. Every time he talks about this film, he always seemed excited, and I can see why, because it's very clear he must have had a lot of fun doing this film. It's probably very clear that he had a blast doing this film and had just all I can say is a lot of fun. It's also great because I don't think I'm spoiling anything here with this little scene because it's in the trailer. Lawrence Fishburne's in the movie, and it's great. because yeah, Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves are in a movie together. If I think I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but that hasn't happened since Matrix. In fact, there's actually a Matrix reference. It's really quick, and you miss it, but yeah, there's a Matrix reference in there when they first meet. No spoilers there, but yeah, it's you gotta. It's like it's a quick and you miss it kind of moment. But that was a lot of fun for me. I don't want to spoil what kind of role Lawrence Fishburne has, and there are some recurring characters that come back from the first movie, like Ian McShane. He comes back as Winston, the head of the Continental. You also got a quick few cameos from John Leguizamo, and there's a few other characters, but mostly it's the main character that comes back along with John is Ian McShane, and he's great in here. They expand a little more on his character, which is cool. But the main thing is that, no, he's not fighting the Russian mob again. He's actually fighting everyone. And it's actually kind of funny that I made the comparison to Arkham Origins, because the story does kind of go in that way, in the sense that there's a giant hit-out for John Wick and every assassin's coming to get him. So yeah, it's actually more like Arkham Origins than I like to think. So yeah, there are some great moments. Especially, I didn't realize that Common, the actor / rapper, was in the movie, and he's like he doesn't play a big role in here, but he does have a mini story arc, and his fight between him and John is awesome. I'm gonna do a little spoiler right here. I'm not gonna spoil how it all goes down, but there's some moments that John comes back to New York and the hit's put out him for $7 million, and in there, him and Common are having a knife fight, and there's also a great lead up to that knife fight. I don't want to spoil it, but it's awesome. The knife fight's going on, and there are people and it's in a subway car, right? And in the subway car, there are people in there. It's not just them. It's not just John and Common's character, whose name is Cassian. No relation to Cassian Andor from Rogue One. But yeah, they're having the knife fight, and the people are just looking. And I'm like, and you'd think, well, people would be freaking out, right? Not just casually looking. And then I remembered, oh yeah, it's New York. This is just another Tuesday. And yeah, my dad can back this up, because my dad was born in New York, and he leaned over while him and I were watching the movie and said, yeah, this is just another Tuesday for New Yorkers. This would not faze them. In fact, someone would be probably taking out their phone and just recording it for YouTube right then. So yeah, it's a little weird, but yeah, there's some suspension of disbelief, but at the same time, it's New York. So anyway, I really enjoyed this movie. I don't want to spoil more, but it does look like we may get a third movie. I'm hoping for it, and it did pretty good at the box office, so yeah, one can only hope, right? So anyway, not much else I can say. I don't want to spoil the movie, because even though it's been out for like the past weekend, and it got second place behind Lego Batman, I kind of figured that would happen, but at least it beat out 50 Shades, right? We can all agree that it did, and it actually did well for a second place film overall. But yeah, we can all be glad that, 50 Shades did not did not win there. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and yeah, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.